to segue here because Ariel Helwani has arrived. And
how many light switches does he have in his room?
I have really disappointed Ariel Helwani, and he wants to get on here as a matter of emergency. He wants to get on here because he's so disappointed in me and our company. Thank you, Tom. We'll get to this Ariel Helwani story in a second
and congrats to Ariel about his basketball gig. Congratulations.
Yes, Ariel Helwani tried to make himself an NBA guy at ESPN. They held him back, and now he's broken free, and he's going to do whatever the hell he wants, wherever he wants to do it. But he's disappointed. Do you guys know why he's disappointed?
I can guess.
You want to, because he thinks
David Samson related.
Yeah, Meadowlark Media has hired.
I thought it was Joe Rogan's comments on Jorge Masvidal.
What has you disappointed, Ariel? Joe Rogan does say that Masvidal could have fought in the era of St. Pierre, even though he did and lost. It was a very strange thing for Joe Rogan to say. But that's not what you want to talk about today. Go ahead. Let us have it. Let me have it. Give your opinion.
It's like my head is hurting here, guys. I'm really distraught. If I'm being honest, there I am. I've got a busy day ahead of me with, Tom just mentioned new basketball show, Showtime Sports. Could have done it for Meadowlark Media, but of course Skipper didn't put enough zeros. It was a weird thing, the whole thing went down. But anyway, I'm scrolling through Twitter, I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I see this statement. And it looked like, first I was like, did one of my kids, notepads get on my Instagram? What is this? What is this? What is this font? What is going on here? What are we doing? What is this? Is this like a ransom note? What are we doing here? So I start reading, and then I'm like, I surely don't follow this guy, so I don't even know why it's on my feed. So I took a screen grab of it. Then I blocked the account because I didn't want it, poisoning my feed. So I took a screen grab. Then I sat down, digested it. And, I'll be honest, guys, I don't work for Meadowlark. I consider you an extended part of my family, I feel like we're, I always walk by the Clevelander when I'm there, with my family on South Beach. I never tell you guys that I'm there. I don't want to actually go into the studio, but I feel some sort of kinship.
You never come in, but
I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. It goes back to the whole, Skipper thing from a year and a half or so ago, but listen.
Not enough zeros.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was, trying to get to ESPN, Skipper was in charge. He wouldn't even sneeze in my face, for goodness sakes. Now all of a sudden, we're having phone calls. But the point is, I see this note that my good friend, a dear friend, dare I say a mentor, and dare I say in many respects like a soulmate and a confidant, my good friend Dan Le Batard, has made a rare misstep. Because it's as the kids say, it's been W's left and right for Le Batard. Dating back to the Herald days, it's been W's left and right.
It's a deal with the devil that we need help.
I'm not done. Okay, and then I see
he's still got more to this preamble.
Let my boy cook.
He has hired the biggest cancer in the history of sports, the man who, along with I don't know if it's his father-in-law, his stepfather, his cousin. I don't even know what their relationship. Are they even friends? Do they even talk anymore? I don't know. Don't care.
I don't think they do.
Along with this guy, Jeffrey. Who above the age of 14 calls himself Jeffrey? I've only met one person. It's this man. In any event, they went to my beautiful city. They went into my beautiful province. They took the collective heart, the collective soul of my city,
Montreal,
and they freaking ripped it out and they stomped it on the ground. Not only did they stomp on it, they spat on it and they peed all over it. And then what they did was they went to the beautiful city known as Miami, South Beach, the 305, and they did the exact same. And then I find out that my good friend Dan Le Batard has now hired this guy.
Not only this, this is how desperate Meadowlark is, Ariel. We're hiring him today over much booing here. He not only ruined your fandom of the Montreal Expos, he also ruined the fandom of Mike Ryan. Imagine how Mike Ryan feels.
I can't even imagine how Mike Ryan is still doing the show right now.
How is
you
Mike
still
Ryan
doing the show?
Oh, would he quit?
In protest.
No, there's that.
You should quit.
Yeah.
You should put an ultimatum right now on the table. It's either him or me. And could you imagine if Le Batard actually chooses him? That would be the second misstep of the day. I can't believe you, such a smart guy, Dan Le Batard, would make a move like this. This has to be a Skipper move. That's the only explanation that I have.
I'm sorry that Skipper insulted you. I don't have a lot of greater regrets than you not already working for us.
Thank God. By the way, Dan, you know what's the second thing I did? I did the Hail Mary. I said, thank God. I'd be teammates with David Samson right now, I'd be disowned from the 514. They would not let me across the border if that guy was my colleague. And who could forget? I mean, who could forget? Mike, play the clip right now. 10-7 Helwani, May of 2020.
He doesn't have
in the
the clip.
darkness of the pandemic.
Wait a
when I
minute.
Loaded up?
laid
Wait
the
a minute.
smack down
Wait
on
a
his
minute.
candy ass. Remember that?
Hold on. This is the thing, though.
He scored it.
Samson has argued with everyone around here. You scored it 10-7. You
Killed him.
No, people really didn't like it as content. People
loved it.
No, they did not like it as content because
They're building a statue in my honor as a result of that debate in the heart of Montreal. It was one of the great beatdowns in the history of beatdowns. Well, who didn't like it? Your loser fan base, the 5 people on Reddit. Who didn't like it? Tell me who didn't like it.
I will tell you that of all the people who have
Here for you, Dragon Reddit.
argued with of all the people who have argued with Samson here, I believe Billy Gill is said to have had the best sparring with him. Billy Gill did not get emotional, and so it wasn't screeching. I think some of your message was critiqued because you wouldn't let Samson talk.
I wouldn't let him talk. Oh, the poor baby, I wouldn't let him talk. No, you know what happened? He went toe-to-toe. He went one-on-one with an actual journalist. And so I called sources because I heard his little song and dance the previous week with Mike, where he talked about, you remember when he said that Montreal wasn't very welcoming to the Jewish businessman who came in to steal our team and bring it to him? Remember? So then I started calling people around. How did that meeting go? What was the real story? And you know what I came with, Dan? You know what I came with? I came with the freaking facts, okay? I came with the freaking facts, and he had no idea what to do. He was quivering. He was stumbling and mumbling, and now, in retrospect, he says, I didn't let him speak. Guess what, David? No one wants to hear your takes on how to run a baseball team. No, certainly, I hear him and John, because I listen to everything you guys do. I hear them talking about, like, TV deals and stuff. David, how many TV deals have you brokered, all right? You were a cog in the wheel. Mr. Steinbrenner, you handle this for us, and we'll take whatever scraps that you can pass off to us. No one listened to you, and no one wants to listen to you on Meadowlark anymore. So, unfortunately, I have now unsubscribed from all the feeds.
come on,
Blocked you all
no.
on every social media.
No,
I
we
want
have
nothing to do with you.
No, we have to
Nothing.
repair this.
Momoko.
No, this needs to be repaired.
Do a lot of good content.
No,
here,
you're
man.
too
I
valuable.
want nothing to do with any. I haven't got to CBS Sports for the last 5 or so years, ever since he joined forces with them, because I can't see that face on my screen. I'm sorry.
What
After I
about
beat him,
Moko? What about
What does that
Moko?
mean?
No, Roy says you can run the rest of them off, but you
Sorry
have
about
to,
Matthew Coca?
You have to continue to appear with Renee Montgomery. You have
Who,
to.
me?
Yes, you. I don't know.
I've
It
never
was
been
just.
on with Renee Montgomery.
It was just. He was just.
Keep listening. You can,
Keep
not listen
listening.
to all of our stuff, but still listen
He's
to
just
Mocha.
saying,
Okay,
if
I
you're-
We do
understand, I
mystery
understand.
crate. We don't have enough heels on
No,
that
you
show.
got listen. You guys only have me on when there's some kind of controversy, when I'm all fired up. By the way, still #1 video on the YouTube channel. I
Listen
check
to me.
time and again. no
Ariel-
one touches me.
Ariel.
I mean, Helwani equals ratings.
Yeah, it's true,
Is that
and
true?
I want
Look
to.
at the triple C on
That is
that.
true.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at the triple
Doing
C.
curls?
I want to play
you
for
noticed
him.
that, huh? You
Yeah.
noticed that much.
I want to play for him some Covington sound because this is getting
Oh, here
more,
we go.
more and more absurd.
Oh, now we're doing this?
No,
I'm all
just-
fired up.
no,
now you're
hold
going to
on.
get me in real trouble.
No, I don't. Yes, we are going to do this in a second. But before we do this, I do want, because you've been wanting to say all this for a long time. You've
Yeah.
said it, arguing with David Samson. You are the last great defender anywhere in America. Montreal Expos got screwed. I loved
That's right.
baseball in that city. We were about to build something great, and it got stolen from us from David Samson. So the floor is yours on the day of his big hiring, because we need some of his business acumen to make big deals in Hollywood so that Mike Ryan can go to John Wick premieres and make horror movies with the big Hollywood people. We need big business deals to be made. Go ahead and indict our big hire. What are the greatest?
Listen.
You mean he hasn't yet?
What are the greatest criticisms you have? No, he's just getting started. He's got passion for 30 years on this guy.
Oh, my. Listen, I'm calling Andrew Marchand right now, and I'm breaking the news to him. Apparently, the situation is quite dire at Meadowlark. If they have to tag this guy who has had no success in business, who was riding the coattails of his art dealer, father-in-law, stepfather, brother, cousin, I don't know what he was. I don't
Works
even
hard.
think they're still friends. And this is the guy that we have now tapped to Dan, if you needed help, you could have just asked me. And we've been chatting. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a second, what's going on here?
No, you said more
We're-
zeros. Yeah.
We're bringing in this
How many
guy.
zeros
We're
there
bringing
were?
in this guy who's like, I mean, what would the equivalent be here? Like, this would be like bringing in a 1980s jobber wrestler to main event WrestleMania. Okay, think a little highly of yourself.
We
here.
cheapen
Puff your
ourselves.
chest out,
We
all
cheapen
right?
ourselves with Samson.
cheapening. You're. Let me ask you this, Dan. If you were still at the worldwide leader, would they approve of this hire? Absolutely not. They would have laughed in your face. They don't say we don't bring jobbers in to run the business. We don't bring, fourth string quarterbacks to lead the dance. We don't do that. I would love to know right here and now. Can we break kayfabe for a second? Who approved this? Was it Skipper? I mean, who could possibly have approved? Was it Skipper because he has him on the show with him? Like, what is going on here?
Do we need to get Skipper to give some answers here for why the hell we're hiring Samson?
And also,
are you not aware that you're a co-founder of this company?
I prefer to blame Skipper.
By the way, how happy was CBS when you guys made it? They're like, thank God. Thank God we don't have to do this show anymore with this guy. Nothing personal. Wait to see. Okay, you know what's the funniest thing? When I click on the hashtag wait to see, and it's only him who uses that hashtag. You can't use a hashtag that no one else uses, okay? Then it's not a real thing. I'm sorry, David. Maybe we could sit down over a cup of matzo ball soup and I can explain to you how social media works. No one's waiting to see. Nothing is being taken personal. No one cares about your takes on anything. Leave us alone. Go freaking run, the single A team in freaking Dunedin, all right? No one wants to hear your takes on anything. Go ruin those people's lives, all right? Don't ruin my favorite sports show here, okay? I'm annoyed right now because that means I'm going to have to hear from this guy more. Enough. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Nothing personal.
Good
now
job.
part of the
Good job,
LeBatard and Friends
thank you.
broadcast.
Hey,
Tom's
thanks.
been here the whole time.
Yeah, I thought David was coming. I thought David was coming.
Tom.
You're messing up the shot.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation.
Tom, you messed up the shot.
Put another 0 on there. And you know what? Because of this move, Skipper put 4 zeros on there, and I still won't look at you when you call me.
No,
all right? I'm blocking your number two.
no.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Jesus. This is not a great day for the company. I don't know
And
how
poor
to.
Pablo Torre. By the way, can we call Pablo right now on the phone? Pablo, you have made a huge mistake. You have made a massive mistake, Pablo. SOS. Pablo, if you're watching, if you're listening, go back. Call Jimmy Pitaro right now. Say it was a mistake. It was a fever dream. You don't want to team up with this guy. You made a mistake, Pablo. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a tremendous amount of success early on, and you know what he's going to do? He's going to try to trade your ass to freaking Bleacher Report, because that's all he does. You make a little money for him, you get a little success, and then he trades your ass on the first bus out of town. All right, Pablo, if you're watching, friend to friend, brother to brother, don't do it. This is a huge mistake, Pablo.
You know what's
Massive.
funny is I looked it up and hashtag wait to see. He's right. It sounds like such a common
Of course
term.
I'm right.
That
No,
surely more people
wait to
use it.
see is a lame hashtag.
What are we waiting to see, by the
lamest-
way?
Hey, put it on the poll. Put it on the poll, Guillermo. Wait to see. Lamest hashtag or the lamest hashtag of all time? I don't know. It's
Okay.
I'm glad
freaking
you gave
worse.
him an opportunity to clarify, because I wasn't really clear on what he was going
You don't even
for.
follow him? I mean, this is your colleague now. You don't follow him? I keep tabs on my enemies. Keep your enemies closer. That's
Wanna
what you got to
play
do. So I know
Nobody
Covington
uses this
sound?
hashtag.
Is
It's
there
amazing.
anybody, Ariel? Is there
Colby
any?
Covington calling out Jon
We're
Anik.
going to do that in a second, but
no one cares.
well, okay. Well, help me navigate a landscape that you know better than anybody else, because it seems like the people were. It seems it's going to be Masvidal and Covington, and they're going to be louder than everybody else, and they're going to be pay-per-view studs because that's how Conor McGregor did it. And Covington is just going to be maximum. This seems like an act. All of it does. But before I get to it, because your heartbreak is real. He texted me, and when he said I'm heartbroken, I legitimately started looking through my phone to see if someone had died. I don't think there is anyone. Ariel, who do you dislike more than the person that we have just hired?
Why are we still doing this with him? Can we just?
No, this is great. Why are you getting uncomfortable, Mike? I thrive in these situations. This is like.
I think
this
we're all
is
clear where you stand on David. I don't know if we need to give him another opportunity.
You know what?
clarity.
Now that you
Little
mention
more
this,
clarity.
I have to
Here
pick
we
a
go.
little fight here with Mr. Mike Ryan, because Mike Ryan
Whoa.
plays both sides. He comes on and he tells me,
Sharp.
"Oh, I want you on the pod to do this and that," and then he texts me afterwards, "Great stuff. You really gave it to him. Yeah, good job." Then I hear them the following week, and he's like, "Boy, that Ariel, he got a little too personal. Huh? He got a little too emotional." Which isn't, Mike. Clearly, you're Team Samson, and that's okay. I got enough allies over there. Shout
So's
out
a
to my guy,
meme.
Tony.
So's a meme.
Shout out, Tony.
Amin's
Yeah.
Team Samson too.
Yeah. Oh, let's not get started on him. I mean, we all remember the tweet back in 2017 when Mayweather McGregor. I don't forget.
I still
Here's the
can't
thing.
find it.
Oh, I thought you were talking
hold
about the
grudges.
Spider-Man one.
I hold grudges better than
a good
anyone
one.
on the planet, okay? I never forget any of this. And so that's why I feel so personally attacked here by Dan, because I remember all the great things Dan has done for me, and all of a sudden it feels like a freaking knife in the back.
It's
I
not.
can't believe
It's
you
not
sided with him
personal
over
attack.
me.
No, I need to get more of those zeros for
Nothing
you.
personal?
We need help getting more zeros. Thank you
Colby Covington.
for all your thoughts on that matter. Let's play the Covington sound, Mike, just so
Here we go.
so that
Wait,
people.
let me just get my blanket and my pillow so I can go to take a
but
nap here for a
Ariel,
moment. during
he's getting a lot of title fights. He's getting treated
No, I
like he's
know.
Conor McGregor, like he's going right to the front of the line because he does things like this. What's the context? we need?
Courtesy of MMAfighting.com. He comes after
Shut
one
up.
of the more popular characters in the world of fighting, Jon Anik.
So you wanted to lick my freaking balls in London. Oh, Kobe, this. But then you want to go back behind the stage and cheerlead for a racist. So he associates with racism and Bilal Muhammad. And, Jon Anik, dude, I don't want your kids to grow up without a dad. Just realize you live in Boca. I live in Miami, motherfucker. You're not too far from me. So you better shut your fucking mouth. You poke the bear, now you get the bear comes after you.
I don't think that's how that
You
saying
poke
goes.
the bear, now you get the bears coming after you. How many bears are coming after him? Listen, Colby Covington is a showman. He's a pro wrestler. He plays a character. He's not going to do anything to Jon Anik. That being said, it is a bit of a weird look to try to pick a fight with a broadcaster because there's no payoff, right? In the world of pro
Is
wrestling, you
it?
pick a fight with someone that you're actually going to fight, right? So there's no payoff here. It's just sort of unimaginative. Look, here's the thing. Colby Covington has not been seen or heard from for a year. He is a very popular fighter, especially with a certain sector of society. I'm sure you could guess which one that is. He came back last week to be the backup fighter for the main event in London, Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman. I think he thought that the world would be throwing a parade because he was back. Oh, he's back. Chaos is back with his fake jewelry and his cars that he doesn't own and the women who are not, in any type of relationship with him that he just pays to be in his video. Oh my God, everyone's so excited. And what happened was no one was really excited. And I think what we were seeing here over the last few days when he did this media tour was a guy who was being like, holy smokes, let me grasp at something here to try to make some headlines, to try to make some news because I need to get people excited about me coming back. Does he deserve a title shot? I think it's a tough sell. He's 0-2 in title shots. He has, one win since his last title loss, and he hasn't fought in a year. And there are other people who have been active and are more deserving of a title shot, namely Bilal Muhammad, Gilbert Burns, who's fighting in Miami on April 8th, et cetera, et cetera. So what he's trying to do is get us talking about him. So all of a sudden it leads to this quote unquote money fight. But here's the difference, Dan. There's a young man out of Birmingham, England named Leon Edwards who has been crapped on for the last 3-4 years. And all of a sudden he's the king of the mountain. He's the everyman. And he's saying to the UFC, no, I get a say. I get to choose. I get to pick because I'm the champion. And so we're about to see who's going to win out here. The UFC with Colby or Leon who says, no, I want to see how April 8th plays out. And I want a rightful guy to fight me next for the belt. So it's a fascinating time. This is why we love the sport. I have no beef with Colby. He has earned his stripes in the game. But this stuff with Anik to me is just like, this doesn't make me want to watch you more. You're picking a fight with a broadcaster? Like, what is that? That's X-Pac heat. That's not the good kind of heat. You want the good kind of heat. This is change the channel heat. There's a difference. See, I'll explain to you. I got Roman Reigns heat. Samson has X-Pac heat. You get what I'm trying to say? Samson has changed the channel's heat. I have, prime time, 8 million ratings, views. Just look at your YouTube channel for further
I think
content.
Samson's got Roman heat, man.
Samson's got Roman heat. Samson could could main event WrestleMania. Are you kidding me? Samson's main event, Samson's jerking the curtain for Sunday Night Heat the night before WrestleMania, if you get what I'm saying, all right? Not even close. Shout out to Sunday Night Heat. Great program back in the day.
Ariel, what's up, bro? Listen, can you
Tony, my guy,
My
305,
brother,
what's
let's go.
happening?
can you tell the guys how big this trilogy was that Leon Edwards beat Kamaru Usman? Like we've talked about it on the show, but like can you give it the gravity it deserves?
Oh, this was gigantic. They fought once in 2015 when they were both prelim fighters, and they fought again in August of 2020 in Salt Lake City for some bizarre reason. And it's one of the greatest finishes in the history of the UFC. Here's Leon. Dan, you would love this guy because he is truly the everyman. He's from Jamaica. His mom had him when she was a teen. He grew up essentially without a father. His father was involved in a lot of drug gang stuff. He was murdered. And this quiet, somewhat like self-conscious, unassuming, young fighter who everyone crapped on, who no one wanted to give a chance to, who everyone said, no, let's give it to this loud guy. Let's give it to that guy. He just worked his way up, put on his hard hat, lunch pail, and he finally got his moment. The equivalent of like a 50-point shot, the equivalent of like a 3-touchdown Hail Mary. And now he's the king of the mountain. And then they go to London with him as champion, and he beats Kamaru in the trilogy. And now he holds all the cards, and it's beautiful. And by the way, you guys should go. I remember, Dan, when you used to go to UFC events, didn't they have you out there? April 8th at, what is it now? Is it the Crypto Arena? Is it the 3TX Arena? Is it
MDA
Miami
now. It's the
Arena?
Miami-Dade Arena.
I mean, what a sad sack arena this is. I mean, a pathetic situation
All right,
over there
that's
with that
enough.
arena.
All right,
April
Helwani,
8th
that's enough.
in
That's
Miami.
enough.
I'll be
UFC
there.
That's
coming
cheap
back for
heat
the
coming
first
after
time
a
in 20
hometown. That
years.
is cheap heat.
All right, come back here. We'll have you in studio.
Is he
I'm
even going
gonna
to show
be
up?
there.
He's not
April.
coming down.
I'm going to walk by the Clevelander. I'm going to go a little bit of this, and then I'm going to take a picture and walk away, all right?
See you later. Thank you for stopping by. Tell the people where they can find all your stuff. You're all over the
Everywhere.
place.
I'm taking over the world, and guess where
Okay.
you won't see
Get him
me?
out of here.
Okay.
Meadowlark Media, all right?
right, see you
I heard
later.
that. Say that to my face next time, all right? I'll see you at Summer League when I take over basketball, too, all right?
Goodbye.
Oh, snap.
Goodbye.